This episode is brought to you by Progressive, a leader in boat insurance. Welcome aboard to Carefree Boating. Here, we don't worry about the what-ifs, because we explore with Progressive Boat Insurance for as little as $100 per year for a basic liability policy. Progressive also offers a variety of other coverages and can help you cover repair costs when you need it. And with discounts like multi-policy, safety courses, responsible driver, and more, your mind can really float free. Cruise on over to Progressive.com to get a quote today and see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Rate and discounts not available in all states or situations.
She fluent in that cash talk. Walk in the booth like Naomi on the catwalk. And tell them bitches whoop whoop from the Jaguar. It ain't even right though. Push me and I might go. She ain't getting money. I'm like, what the fuck the hype for? When them bitches bite flow, make my appetite go. Poof, gone, voila, magic. Looking mad good just to pull up on them rampant.
So in advance, I apologize for any nip slips that may happen. Sometimes bitches got pepperoni nipples, and I'm on my way to Beyoncé. So after we get done recording this, I'm going to rush right out of Jamila's house and go to Club Hoedown. So I had to hoe it up. You said what?
Put the yitties out.
Put the yitties out for Beyoncé.
As you should. I gave her my titties as well. I hope that she enjoyed them.
I had my whole ass out in Houston. I had that thong and then a sheer black lace skirt. So switch it up.
I had ass cheeks and tits for Beyonce my first go around. I hope she enjoyed it. I really wanted to give her my best. I was very proud of my outfit, even though I spent 24 hours damn near making that shit, because why? I wait till last minute to do everything.
It was cute.
Thank you.
It gave Yaya.
And that was exactly what I was trying to give. I love that my references were picked up on. Everything that I pulled for reference was picked up on. Selena.
Yes.
A little bit of Dolly Parton, a little bit of
was
Tina.
The red lip was Dolly.
Just more so the updo in the costume itself. She kind of wore a lot of leotards.
Yeah, I was gonna say I considered for this costume, for this concert, wearing a leotard, but a hot pink like Dolly Parton leotard. And then I saw you wore it, and I was like, "That's okay." No tea, no shade. I just didn't want to do it back to back.
Yeah, so I wanted to give all of that. And it was giving a little bit of Tina as well. I always will pull from Tina, specifically her Bob Mackie original pieces, because they're always very performance-esque. That was kind of my pull. And, you know, the Selena reference, because a lot of people don't know Selena first started singing country music. Her dad came up singing Westerns and old Mexican music. So I don't know what that's called.
Tejano.
Is that what it's called?
I think that it is called Tejano though.
Tejano music.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever her dad was in them quartets singing countrified Mexican music. So I wanted to
do wop because it was the 60s and shit.
Mm-hmm. Blue moon.
Please, I want to show everyone my boots. I'm really proud of them. I got these off Amazon. Shameless plug to my Amazon storefront. And then I painted the woman black, and I painted her outfit.
So she was white before?
Yeah, so it was just, she was the same color. It's because you could see it's supposed to look like a playing card.
Okay.
So she didn't have no color.
Oh, okay.
It was just white.
Biracial.
Hashtag biracial. I didn't even know what that meant. That's how untapped in on that. I was like, who's biracial? I thought it was an account.
What?
The way they spelled it, biracial. Do you get what I'm saying? It was being spelled BYE.
Who's doing this?
On Twitter, they got mad at me.
You be talking like I know what you're talking about.
Oh, well, we be in so many different tiffs. They was mad.
What?
They was mad at me on Twitter. And they was mad at me on Twitter over Nick Olandria.
What did you do?
I didn't even say anything crazy. I just said I don't think they like each other like that.
I hate Love Island fans.
I was like, wait, but I also said Brian and Maya don't like each other. Like I was actively live tweeting about everyone, and obviously Nick Olandria High found that one that I made a joke like, oh no, Loving versus Virginia High found this, and they got mad. They were like, you weren't saying this about Huda and Jeremiah, and I was like, I was. He kept saying he wanted foreigns every 2 seconds. That was weird. So then they started calling me biracial, and that's when I know I've done my job, because it's either biracial or bleaching allegations. So
the people want to know, are you biracial?
No. And then they were lying and saying that's when like the people I knew was like, now y'all are just lying. She's actually never said that.
My second question, do you bleach your skin? Let's go ahead and figure out these rumors now.
I'll never tell my secrets. If you've seen my face on a Cara White jar, I'll never tell my secrets.
Yeah. I mean, the fandoms of different realms, they get a little crazy. And I'm actually glad that Love Island's over.
It's not over. I mean, I've been watching Love Island since well, it's not going to end since UK.
Fuck UK. I'm not in UK.
So I was going to say, honestly, this season was crazy. But if you were in the trenches of UK before there was even US, and because their racial politics are so different
down there. And that's why I don't watch it. I've seen a couple of clips.
Oh my God. No. Jesus Christ. Justice for Yewande. Danny, you blockhead bitch. I will never let it go. Like when I say they were literally on Twitter, on my now defunct Twitter, telling me to fuck off, go back to America, blase, because they did her so fucking weird.
UK
so honestly,
is just not for me. I don't.
This is nothing.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like I'm gonna watch USA and USA only. I don't.
That's okay. Yeah.
And y'all can have your Brits and toast and beans, and.
Yeah. They're a bit different.
And I don't care. I'm not getting involved. And then they just do too fucking much. They already do too fucking much. I'm like, I need a break from Love Island. So thankfully, our season's over. I can get back to my life because I do feel like I lost my mind a little bit as well.
Everyone did.
Because I was like, I'm too invested in this fucking show. Fuck all of y'all for this social experiment that you pulled me in. But thank you as well. I loved it.
I honestly enjoy the bickering.
It was such a good moment. It just got to the point where it's like, okay, shut the fuck up. Like we're not even like now it's not not a joke.
The thing is, I don't want to participate in post Love Island. Like, okay, Amaya won. Yay.
I don't care.
The day we talked about it and that's the end of it. I don't want to
I'm not going to like go through there's some people doing deep dives like DBQs on these fucking relationships and things.
They find their lives and shit.
And it's just like you're over here reading Sigmund Freud trying to understand these people's minds. I don't give a fuck. It
doesn't matter. I really don't think it'd be that deep.
It's not that deep.
It's a reality show.
Like, you're supposed to cuss them out about the episode and move the fuck on and not give a damn after that. But like
every other reality show.
But anyways.
You know what? Love Island fans make Bravo fans look normal. And that's saying a lot. I was going to say, wow, being a Housewives person seems like a normal fandom right now.
Yeah, because it's like we keep it at Housewives, you know?
And when the episode's over, that's it.
Yeah. And what I see mostly for sure is like, you know how we have housewives that we don't particularly care for, like i.e. Kenya, like who's like clearly the villain of the show, and she's always been portrayed as the villain, which I think that she leans into.
Oh, she likes it.
But if anybody who watches Housewives was to see Kenya in the street, we would be like, Kenya, I need a picture, because it's like you're still a part of the legacy. It's like we love you because of who you are on the show, if that makes sense. And it's like we're able to detach ourselves from the actual show. Like we recognize that we don't actually know these people. We're able to like enjoy it and like call you a villain and a crazy ass bitch on screen, but like clearly you have a life too.
As someone who has never cared for Kenya Moore, I always give her 10s though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Housewives fandom does a good, although it does get crazy around these parts. Love Island has absolutely topped anything I've ever seen in Housewives fan. I'm not, no, and bitches be going to jail having felonies in the Bravoverse.
They're acting like a certain fan group. Anywho, before we attract those unicorns, based off of your personality alone, who would you say your celebrity parents are?
Off my personality? When I was younger, I wanted to be Lisa Bonet. I wanted to be Lenny Kravitz so bad. I mean, Zoe Kravitz. That might not. I just thought Lisa.
Based off of personality alone.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck would ever make you think?
I be feeling
them
like
niggas don't even talk for real.
You know what's crazy? How you perceive yourself versus how others.
Try again.
No, but this is something that I'm aware of. How that to me, I'm like Lisa Bonet is so like my mom, and I can see how other people might not see that.
Try again. The fuck? And I need y'all to, I know they're going to be in the comments like, Mecca, please. Personality, baby. Somebody crazy. Who's crazy?
Nene Leakes.
I could see a Nene.
I could see Nene being my mom. Nene acts like my aunt. So, like, I have that archetype of family member of woman in my family a lot. Like a loud, brash, unapologetically loud, black, like very black. Possibly more so in Nene's 613 era, though.
Specifically, the long ones.
I was gonna say the women in my family, if you know, are 613.
So who's your dad?
Dad would be my dad.
In every universe.
My dad is such a, like, I feel like that is the one thing. If you ever met my dad before he got sick, everything basically made sense.
It did.
About me and my brother.
Because what's funny is I met your mom first. And when I met your mom, I was like, the fuck? It's like, I was so confused at how you and Darrington became you and Darrington until I met Fred. I said,
there we go.
I'm like,
there's the seasoning.
I'm like, yo,
to the
bless
spice.
Miss Lindy for growing up in this house. I know she was like, what the fuck did I create? Like,
truly a chaotic home. I'm not gonna lie. Like I remember when I was growing up, I didn't realize that everybody wasn't loud at nighttime until I was allowed to go spend the night at my friend's house, and they would be like, shh.
Yeah, bitch, you're loud.
You're laughing so loud. And I was like, bitches aren't allowed to laugh.
Bitch, it's 3 a.m.
I don't know. That was never an issue in my house. But then it would be like, my dad was also up making noise, playing the bass. My dad's insane, bro. But for reference, he would close the restaurant that he worked at. So he would not get off until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then that's when his night started. Ruckus. And he was like, he would drink his beer and he would like play the bass, or he would drink his beer. And this is a fun fact. My dad was like a stand-up comedian. So when I was growing up, he still used to do like comedy shows, or he would practice his bit on a microphone.
In the living room.
In the living room. Like, this is literally why I have no concept of like noise and time.
You don't.
I don't.
Mecca be loud, mind you. I'll be in the same, like, Jamila. I'll be like, I'm so scared. Hello? Yes?
I don't even, I try so hard now as an adult to be more aware.
I'll be so scared. I'll be like, do this bitch know I'm right in front of her?
Mind you, my mom would just go in the room and turn on SoapNet, which is the now defunct soap opera channel, and drink her wine and go to sleep. Wow. So she wouldn't even be
immune to it.
She was like so immune to everything. I know she's living
in peace right now with y'all out of there.
Very peaceful life at this point.
She'd probably be playing sound bowls, just.
Girl.
My parents, based off of personality alone, would probably be Tisha Campbell. Obviously, I've always said that's my mom, both in character and out of character.
What's funny? When we met her, it was. Whoa, we haven't talked about it.
We haven't.
I
just realized that when I said that.
So you guys, you want to hear what's crazy? I was very honored, but like, I've never seen you tongue-tied or really stunned or too stunned to speak.
Stunned.
So you have to understand the distance in which we're sitting from each other is the distance at which we were sitting from Tisha Campbell. And God bless me, I was lit. So that was also helping the fact that I wasn't giving a fuck and I was just talking. But Jamila was literally too stunned to speak. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, girl. Well, who Taylor said, she's your biggest fan. And you're like, uh-huh. And then she scooted closer to you. And you were like, and so then I was like, she even did. So then
mind you, I'm like, oh my God, everybody shut up.
I know Jamila wanted us all to shut up, but that was the thing. We were all lit too. Mind you, we're coming to the part because Tisha was also lit. She was like, they showed your video where you were like doing the I'm still here. And she was like, oh. And at first I got so scared because I thought she didn't like it because she kept a straight face. And she was like,
that's
so cool.
She was like, wow.
I thought she was like blown. So I was like, when we were in college, she redid your Martin when you had the headboard over da-da-da. And she was like, what?
She was like, when I was in college?
No, yeah. I was like, no, when we were in college. And she was like, oh. Yeah, so basically, we were trying to make sure she was excited. And she definitely was like, I'm so excited to meet you guys.
Yeah, it was
just a lot going on.
It was crazy. And, you know, honestly, for me, it was so insane because I've always known I was going to meet her. I've said it. It's destined. I know my alignment. I know the rooms I'm going to walk in. I've always said that. And I truly am probably her biggest fan, honestly. Like, I've always really, really enjoyed her. But more specifically, for me, why it was so jarring was, one, I wasn't prepared.
We weren't expecting her to be back
I was
there.
not expecting her to be there. And, you know, Tisha is actually one of the main people that inspired me to be an entertainer, to get into acting, and to be specifically in the space of like comedic acting. Like, she is she is one of my biggest inspirations in that space. And like, I love her and I revere her. And on top of that, like, being compared to her all my life, like literally all of my life, everyone's always called me, Tisha Campbell, saying that that's like my twin, my mom, whatever. So it's like that in conjunction to turning around and seeing her ass. I said,
it was the way like you did just turn around and she was there. And it was like, mind you, she was the first one who got there too.
Yeah, but you weren't even there when she first got in there. That's the part that scared me because this is right before we got everybody back there. So it was just me and Belise. And Belise was just like, turn around. All I heard her say was turn around, but she's making like this face like, and I'm looking at her like, who the fuck is behind me? So I'm just, you know how when somebody tell you to turn around, you obviously don't turn around mad fast. You got to kind of like play it off. So I'm kind of like, nothing could have prepared me. I looked back and I said, bitch, I about threw up. I was so, I wanted to scream. Like, I was so gagged. So I walked up to her and I was just like, hi, Tisha. I was like, Miss Tisha, just want to say I love you. Biggest fan. And I walked the fuck away because I was scared. And so that second, when it happened again, and remember, I don't know if you peeped the first time, Akeem was sitting between us, and then when he got up to meet her, he came and sat around the other side. So then there was like no space.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's doing this the whole time. Speak. And he was like, don't help her. She's gonna be a big girl and talk to her. I'm like, I'm like, everybody shut up. Stop making me be big. Yeah. But I'm glad we had the interaction. It was great.
I had my moment with LL Cool J. Mm-hmm. Now, I think the caveat was I wasn't really drinking all weekend. Like, this is the night that I really cut up and let loose.
And I was drinking all weekend.
You were drunk all weekend. I was, but you know what? My alcohol tolerance is really going down. Like, I cannot drink like I used. Like, truly, I can't drink. And if you remember when we first moved to Houston, I used to be throwing shots back good. I'd be laid out by like 2 mixed drinks. Mm-hmm. So that was another reason I was watching it, because I didn't want to be tired and we were moving and all this type of shit. But that last night I was like, I want to have fun. And I just remember like interacting with all these people and having that no inhibition because I was literally drunk. So when I went up to LL Cool J, I was like, hello, Mr. LL Cool J.
Mr. LL?
I literally said Mr. because I was dressed, I had my chest out, and I didn't want anyone to think that I was like trying to throw myself at him. I was just very aware of that. So I was like, I wanted to just, hello, sir, Mr. LL Cool J.
He was very nice too.
He was so nice.
Yeah.
And he was like, I said, can I get a picture? And he was like, yeah, of course. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I love you in Kingdom Come. And he started laughing. That's what I said instead of doing like, oh, take me down. I was just like, mm-hmm. And it was like, he looked at me, I could tell he was like, that's a random deep cut. And it literally is. Mm-hmm. And I was so happy.
That's a black ass movie.
It's a black
I love that movie though. Shout out to Jada Pinkett. Love her down. Icon.
The other moment I remember is when I went backstage and you and Autumn, Sydney and Akeem was talking to Luke James. And I didn't know who it was.
Because he had on that damn scarf and glasses.
Remember, I was like, okay, bandana. I said, okay, bandana, because he had a bandana and sunglasses on. And then Akeem was like, this is Luke James. And I was like, oh, period. What's up with the bandana? And then they snapped that picture, and it's like, you can see me still laughing at myself in those pictures because I was feeling very nice.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
Before we move on, Jamila, do you want to say who your father would be?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we forgot.
The person that comes first to mind is Bobby Brown. Outside of the...
No, but I feel like that is a piece of the story.
Okay. But I'm naturally like that.
Exactly.
Which is why I don't do it. Because I would be just like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Bobby Brown's your dad.
Right.
Because he gave it to you without you having to do it.
Exactly. If I was born in an earlier time, I've always said I would have been a cokehead. It was always in my destiny. I've just missed my beat. And I always say that I just missed my moment. Cocaine isn't for the casual use anymore. It has fentanyl in it. Niggas are dying off of coke that never died off coke before. So I'm just good. And honestly, I just have enough of that craziness inside of me naturally that I don't really need it. But if I was growing up in a certain time, I would have been a David Ruffin. I would have been a Tina Marie. I would have been a Bobby Brown. I would have been a Whitney. I love all of my cokeheads. I love them to pieces.
I know,
but
it was
Bobby
a
would
good
have been my
time,
dad.
because whenever I asked my dad about that time, he would always just laugh and be like,
Yeah, my dad used to do coke. Sorry, Daddy, telling your secrets. I'll just ask. I'd be like, so, and he told me, yeah, everyone. He said everyone did it.
I was gonna say, but when I asked my parents, they were like, "But
It's
it
just
was
kind of
different."
it's like
They were there with my parents.
Nah,
It was a different
everybody.
time. It was a different time. We didn't
Everybody.
know what we know now. It wasn't like it is now.
But also, they had shit that was like actually
I was
cocaine.
gonna say, but then it was actually
Yeah, so it's like now everything's cut, mixed up, and chopped and shit. So it's like
you gotta remember the 70s is quite literally a decade before the crack epidemic. So that is pure cocaine from Colombia.
And I would have been doing it out the
been
dollar bill.
I would
I
have
would've took it there.
I just know how hot in the pants I was in my early 20s in the clubs I was at. Like in the section. You want a shot and some coke? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I would have been doing that. I'm Tisha and Bobby Brown, and I think that makes so much sense.
I think Jennifer Lewis is your grandmother, though.
Oh my God, you know me so well. I love
She literally
Jennifer
just picked her
Lewis.
leg off.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like, well, no, Etta James reminds me of my real grandmother.
She's
quite
so
ironically.
bitchy, and I love it. Like she was such a
and
bitch.
that is how my actual okay. That's why I'm saying I can say that, but like aesthetically, and that's how my actual grandmother is. Like natural blonde, that skin tone, and in her heyday was kind of mean.
I love that. You know, old people being mean is so funny to me because it's like you could have been sweet, but you decided to be mean. I love that.
I just be feeling like, you know how Alexis talked about it. She was like, I had a mean mom. You can tell, and I think this is why the internet, another reason the internet doesn't really bother me, because like my aunties and my grandma were mean. Like they're mean. So it's like, but when you grow up in it, it like doesn't bother you. You know, it's like,
you get used to hearing people cuss and scream. It's like
I don't care.
I'm unfazed by certain
and
things.
Also, my mom is the complete opposite. My mom is like a sweetheart. So I did get the best of both worlds. But like mean, bitchy women I've noticed as I get older, when I'm in settings and I can tell it's bothering other women, that shit does not bother me. And to the point where people have had to point it out. You didn't think that was bitchy? Oh. I wasn't paying attention. Like, I don't know. If you have mean aunties, you're going to get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I feel like this is just me speaking, but I truly feel like there's a difference between being just like kind of having that mean spirit and that mean, almost like bitchy attitude versus being a mean girl. Walk with me.
I am walking with you, and I'm right next to you.
Thank you.
And people interchange the two
Yes,
way
and
too
it's
often.
Not the same.
It's not the same. One is an essence and simply who one is. One is you're going out of your way with certain actions to be an asshole.
Yes. One is specifically trying to other people, trying to put people down, always trying to position yourself to be the better than type of person, being conniving.
Like Regina George.
Exactly. Being a conniving cunt. And the other one is, I'm just me and I just happen to be a little bitchy.
Like, I think the perfect example of someone who's just mean would be a Kenya Moore. She now hold on.
Actually,
hold on, pause. She does go out of her way for the purpose of the show, obviously. But I think in general, like, if you remember when at the beginning of this season, Britt was so mad at Kenya for like, you asked about my ring.
Yeah, it was
I
so
did
random.
not think that
I didn't
Kenya
either.
was not trying
and
to
that's
be...
and that's crazy because it's like I'm not a Kenya stan ever. Like I'm never gonna go out of my way to defend Kenya because she be wrong most of the time. But I was like, a lot of time. Kenya was literally not wrong in that.
I
like
was gonna say
she's
Kenya
just not
didn't do anything.
And you know what's actually interesting? I used to be very self-conscious about being perceived as mean because I come across when first meeting me as very like kind of stoic and very like, and I do kind of have a sharp tongue.
Yeah.
And so I used to be very self-conscious because I'm like, I know people don't describe me as like the sweetest bird. I know that. And I used to be kind of like really like, I hope people don't think of me as like I'm a bad person. But then I had to realize like, I'm not nice girl. And when I say nice girl, I mean as the character
nice
type.
And kind are different. My mom is a nice lady.
She's a nice lady. I'm very sharp. I'm very socially aware. And I think that because I'm very socially aware, sometimes my facial expressions, the way that I answer specific things can come across as a little cunty. It can.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of that. But it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just who I am. But I know that I am not a nasty person. I know I'm not a mean person.
Yeah, there's a difference when you're nasty, though.
And I don't think that anybody could say that I've ever just been rude to them for no reason. I've been rude. Never for no reason. Sorry to those. But I feel like there's a difference between being like a kind person. I do think I'm very kind, but I don't think that I'm nice lady. And I'm so sorry. But I can't be. That's just not who I am.
And it'll come off too fake if you try it.
Exactly.
It's not.
Exactly.
And I say that as the nice lady.
You think you're a nice lady?
I think I can be.
I think you're a neutral lady.
I'm a neutral lady. It depends on whom I'm around. If I'm around nicer people, like than me, I come off as like the bitchy one. But if I'm around people who aren't nice like I am, like when I'm with Elantra, I'm the nice friend. I irritate Elantra.
Elantra is an example of cunty. She has that very like
Elantra
people would misconstrue it.
Cunty person I've ever met, but cunty people are often so kind, and she's also the type of person who would give you anything if you ask.
She's a perfect example of that.
But that face be straight. She's not gonna laugh.
My sister, mean lady.
She's just
bitch.
not. It's not.
But at the same time, very like kind, very giving.
Kind. Jazz is another one. Like Elantra's the type I wouldn't even bring Elantra around certain people.
Yeah, no, no, literally, my sister.
Because the thing is, and this is like as you grow older, and people want to get mad at their friends for like, oh, why are you being mean? But it's like, no, you're old enough to know who to bring your friends around, and your strict friends, your cunty friends. You know not to bring them around nobody with some bullshit.
No bullshit around me.
And
it's interesting because when me and Jazz are together, it's actually now then I can understand why people would consider us mean girls, because it's a certain level of bitchiness that starts
with your sisters.
Yeah, so then it becomes a tornado of bitch. And it's
bitch.
like, actually, we probably should separate.
Yeah, no, I can see that. But that is a sister dynamic.
And Jelani is nice boy to other people. Mean to us, nice to other people. But I also think it comes from a certain level of guardedness. I am very, very guarded, and I'm very not in a way of like dance monkey,
dance,
but more so of like I just take things as they are, and I try not to over assume, over analyze, or like have all these expectations. Like I'm like, and then sometimes when people are like overly like friendly and nice, I get very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
which is weird. I don't like it. Just is with me. Like I'm not trying to do it, and I try to like reciprocate that energy. But sometimes I know it can come across as like, was she being a bitch? It's like I'm just really uncomfortable when people are really nice. Maybe I need to talk to that lady, and I've talked to her about it before. We've talked. That's why I know I'm just a bit guarded.
I'm not guarded. I wouldn't describe myself as guarded, but I'm aware, and I'm becoming more aware as we go into spaces and we have to speak with people. I'm working on being not as friendly.
Please, before you get us hurt, this bitch gonna.
Well, the thing is, that's why I'm saying. You just said, am I a nice girl? But it's like, I feel like I am. I wouldn't. So this is how we view ourselves versus how others view us. I did not realize I was as nice as I was until people like you and Felice and like Taylor were telling me I need to not be as nice. Mm-hmm. That's when I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's more so like your social awareness. That is what I'm speaking on.
I do be socially aware though. That's the thing. I feel like, so how you said you don't go outside alone. I go outside alone. So I definitely, my head is always on a swivel when I'm speaking to people. I'm like, not just like laser focused on
like you. Maybe it's you're not always thinking of other people's intentions. That's what it is.
True.
And so you're kind of just like, cool, yay, okay. And I'd be like, think. No, that sounds crazy. I'm scared. That's just what I'd be thinking in my head. Like,
well, that'll be So
because you'll just agree to stuff. Oh yeah, girl. Oh yeah, girl.
Okay,
so like,
wait, hold on.
all right now.
I do agree to knowing I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
So maybe that's...
So you're a liar.
I'm a liar. I am a liar.
First and foremost,
I'm a liar. I feel like that would be the disconnect because when y'all be so worried, I'd be like, I was never gonna go anywhere with them.
But sometimes when we're like,
am I too convincing?
Sometimes we'll be like, Mecca, this is crazy, or you'll be like, oh, like that is your number one response to things. Oh,
no, because it's like, well, what you want me to say? Like, oh,
and it's like,
am I supposed to be like, oh my God, so crazy? Like, oh, it's crazy. Okay. Like, I feel like, so what be happening? People will talk, and I'm just like, I'm a conversationalist. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh yeah, of course, sure.
You're the definition of go with the flow.
And that's why I'm weak, because it'd be like, y'all, I'm literally just talking. Like, it's okay. I'm not gonna get in a strange person's car. I'm just like, yeah, girl, like, let me know when you're in town. I don't know. Okay, now we're the fuck away from them. We'll never speak to them again. Like, I don't know.
I'm dead. Yeah.
You know what that is, though? That's a very churchy trait to have. You know, oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll pray for you.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, just let me know. I saw somebody on Twitter. It was like, Black people always say, just let me know. Like, I'm trying to let you know right now. It's like, no, baby. I'm letting you know I'm not coming.
And that's why I be feeling like I'm giving. So that's why it's like when y'all be worried, I'm like, y'all, please. It's fine. I'm not going to put us in any compromising situation.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
Going to Essence with little to no expectations definitely made my experience be what it was, which was phenomenal. I truly had the best weekend of my life. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I was just so happy to be there. And because I've always wanted to go to Essence Fest. And I remember, since high school telling both Autumn and Sydney, like, we have to go to Essence Fest. Like, that's because we're just three little aunties. Like, we're three little old Black ladies in our hearts. Yeah. And so we always wanted to be with the grown folks and shit like that. And so, being able to be invited and to actually go for the first time was just like, fuck yes. And just kind of walking around the convention center, seeing so many Black people. I love being Black. Like, yeah, I really do love being Black. I love being a part of, let me be messy. I love being a part of the Black American community and culture.
Did you feel like Essence was a Black American experience?
I feel like it was the most Black American experience I've experienced in a very long time. And when I saw the discourse starting about that, I was genuinely confused because, and I say this in the most respectful way, I didn't see anything African at Essence except for DeVito. Like that ass. I mean, I seen some kente cloth and shit. Like, I know Juvia's Place was started by a continental African woman, but outside of, it's just like, well, do you not want Juvia's Place there?
I was gonna
that
say,
shit was packed the fuck out. What do you want?
It was giving like no one can come.
Yeah, it was like,
that's why I said I did the 5 things that I saw that I knew, and I was like, but those are 5 things over a 5-day course of like hundreds of vendors and events. Like, y'all sound crazy.
And you weren't there.
Most importantly, you were not there.
You see DeVito on stage, all of a sudden, it's Africa Fest. Like, baby, it's twofold. I have 2 things to say about that conversation. Number one, it was very much Black American centered. Number one, first and foremost. Second of all, y'all are sounding like Republicans more and more every day. And it's getting weird because on one end, I wholeheartedly understand preserving Black American culture and uplifting it to be as pristine as you feel it should be. I'm always going to uphold my Black American ancestry. I feel like we definitely need to continuously hold space for Black Americans to lead conversations, be a part of these events, and all of those things, yes. However, this like uptick in like random xenophobia of like trying to push FBA. African and Caribbean people out of conversations around Blackness is weird.
And it's a direct correlation to the political climate that we're in. Because to your point, I got on TikTok and said, I actively participate every single Sunday in preserving a piece of Black American culture. I've talked openly, like, I don't want to go to a non-denominational church because when you go to non-denominational church, a lot of time they cut out a lot of shit to make it inclusive for everyone. I like a Black ass Baptist church. I like a Black ass Kojic church. There are certain things that we do that I want to do every Sunday because that's what I do. That's what my mama did. That's what my grandmama did. And I want to participate. So I'm saying I understand the desire to want to uplift and uphold. Y'all are using same language, rhetoric, statements, words as MAGA. It's chocolate dipped MAGA, and it's weird. When you're saying, I saw someone commented on my video and was like, I'm glad Black Americans are waking up to the immigrants.
And I said, and there we have it.
And there we have it.
And one day I want you guys to understand there are parallels to this language on purpose. You know, one of my favorite things to remind people, because this is Republicans' favorite dick, is, well, you know, slavery was actually ended by Republicans. We actually are The Southern strategy did a number on our country. The Southern strategy was specifically used to use coded language to trick poor white people into becoming Republicans for life. And once that became successful and they continuously would run office, at some point, those poor white people weren't enough. So you know what they started to do? Shift gears and to pull other communities into it so that they can still have those numbers. Because up until Trump, we have not had a Republican win the popular vote since before Bush. No, before Bush, because he didn't win the popular vote. So
Hillary won the popular vote, if you remember.
No. I'm talking about way back then. But yeah. So it's like, I believe since before Bill Clinton, we have not had a Republican president-elect win the popular vote since before Bill Clinton. And so Republicans had to adjust their Southern strategy because it wasn't working anymore, because poor white people were not enough to elect them anymore. And they were starting to become outnumbered. And so now what we see happening with these Republicans now, they are going to the rogue communities within these minority groups because they know that they feel ostracized. They are watching the way we communicate with each other online. They see the ones that feel neglected. So i.e. Black men, straight Black men who feel like they are no longer part of conversations. Black pick-me women, they recognize that pick-meism inside of you and they're preying on it. These Hispanic people who are first fucking generation, you guys are turning on your own fucking immigrant ass parents. Ted Cruz, they're coming after y'all because y'all are too stupid to realize that y'all are literally a part of the Southern strategy for Republicans to get them in office. And it fucking worked with this most recent presidential election. Y'all are idiots.
I think, and to the people being like, oh, y'all need to talk to the immigrants and talking to us. Listen, who you talk to the immigrants? That's the problem. You're not talking to immigrants. You're talking to people who are not participating in those conversations. And that's the weird part. Mm-hmm. You're talking to people who are trying to be in community with you and trying to figure things out. Mm-hmm. You're not engaging with anyone who is engaging in good faith. Hello? And when those who are engaging in good faith with you, you're giving them your ass to kiss. I saw it in my comment section.
It's actually kind of ridiculous because it's like, I want y'all to realize why some things become an issue all of a sudden. There's reasons for that. Because Black people have never been at odds with quote unquote immigrants. Never until recently. Why? Because you needed that vote. And the way you do that is by using the same language they use to these poor white folks. They're coming in here. They're taking your jobs. That's why the fucking inflation is the way it is, because
they're coming in here and making you listen to Afro beats.
Like
making you eat rice and peas,
taking away your June
chicken, and they're replacing it with carnival.
Like, y'all really thought that? Hey, mind
like,
you,
what are we talking about?
I'm older than ICE. I just want y'all to understand that. Most of you are older than ICE. ICE was only enacted because of 9/11, and specifically because they realized the people who did 9/11 were Muslim Arabs. And they said, ICE today, ICE tomorrow, ICE forever. You niggas acting like immigration is a national issue, and it's actually not. It's actually never been really an issue with the country. It's always been something that we've actually, prompted ourselves of. Like, we are the mixing bowl.
Would you consider yourself a Pan-Africanist?
I would, but at the same time, I am a Black American first, because that's just I am a Black American that is through all generations. Like we can trace my lineage all the way back to slavery. So I am as American as I could possibly be. And so that's all I know. But at the same time, the specific idea around Pan-Africanism is liberation for all Black folks. And I think if that's your mindset, then that's what's important. I know a lot of quote unquote FBA hate the word Pan-Africanism, but it's because they don't understand what it's for.
As far as I know, and then they brought this up. So Susan Taylor, who was the woman who was like at the helm of Essence for so many years, who FBA's revere, is like Trini. She's Caribbean. And so they kept bringing this up I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that piece about her, right?
And the funny part is, a lot of people would know where the fuck these niggas are from because we all look the fucking same. Yes, there are some, characteristics and phenotypes that are, that is giving East African. It's giving West African. It's, but for the most part, if you're just seeing a Black person across the fucking street, it's just giving a nigga.
It's just giving nigga. And the thing is, when the FBAs were met with that detail, because they kept saying, under Susan Taylor, and then when they were like, she's a Caribbean. They were like, oh, but she respects Black American culture and she was da-da-da, she's a Delta, like, she went to HBCU.
She's Black first.
So, yeah, so we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just like y'all are talking around the point, and I'm almost certain I don't even have to say I'm certain. I am certain. My mom had Essence coming to the house. They did have tidbits about other countries. We've always interacted with other diasporas.
That's why I don't like this new conversation.
I don't.
I remember in the early 2000s specifically, and I made a TikTok about this. Specifically in the early 2000s, there was this push for Black folks bringing and admiring our African ancestry and roots. You would see it with the rise of wearing dashikis or kente cloths here and there. You would see an episode in all of our Black sitcoms. There was always a Kwanzaa episode, even though that's a Black American holiday. But that Black American holiday is still rooted within the idea of African ancestry. You would see things in the media where we would always highlight African or Caribbean culture, because there's always been this level of respect from Black Americans to the tie to motherland. We call it the fucking motherland. Don't nobody else call it motherland but the niggas in fucking America, because we've always respected this idea that our roots come from Africa. So all of a sudden, where people are trying to be like, I don't come from no damn Africa, nigga. I'm a okay, like,
and you know what it really comes from? Like I said, we're too aware of each other on the internet, because I think with being able to see, and I'm just pulling from the Tyler colored, light-skinned Black conversation, and how everyone was colonized so differently. So we see race differently, continent to continent. We're too aware of what people over there are doing. And so to me, I'm sorry, someone who you write is from Africa saying you're not African. Yeah, that doesn't really hurt my feelings. Yeah. You're right. Like I'm not like you. Like we're not the same. And people doing that across the internet, because even in the last 3 years, the tone of the diaspora wars has really changed on TikTok. Like 3 summers ago, it was a thing, but it was like, oh, we just gonna go back and forth. And
it stayed. I feel like the conversation was always centered around music and stuff like that. And it would always be like, Black Americans don't have culture. And then they would switch and be like, no, we do. You guys love our music. Like it was the same conversation. Now it's gotten to a point where it's Black Americans pushing the xenophobia, but then also in return, Africans also doing the same thing in reverse. So it's like everybody's getting really strange.
Everyone's being weird. And it's because I just think that we're too aware of each other on the internet, and we're too able to comment on culture that we don't understand. I don't understand what y'all are doing on that continent that y'all been doing on that continent for centuries. And you don't understand what we're doing over here entirely. So to comment on it and be like, that's stupid, is like, well, now people want to be like, no, that's stupid what y'all are doing over there. I understand where it's coming from per se, but I want us all to like stop falling into the trap of white supremacy.
Y'all be taking the bait so easily.
It's simply a trap.
And this is why I say, like, y'all have to realize that the internet, even though we are maybe inside of Black Twitter realistically is not a thing. We are not in a protected space having these conversations. We are absolutely being observed and surveilled in so many different ways. And we can see that because look at how Republicans interact with us. This is how we knew specifically that we were falling into the trap of white supremacy. When I saw that Republican white woman who is a senator tap her ass onto Twitter to sit here and say that she was trying to rep for Tory fucking Lanez, I said, gotcha.
You're too deep in nigga business.
I told y'all that was a trap to get y'all to fall into Republican. You think they give a fuck about Tory Lanez, innocent or not?
They don't.
You dumbass niggas
fucking Canadian.
You dumbass niggas are now following a Republican politician, a white lady who don't like your black ass because you got with this stupid ass argument about a black man who shot a black woman.
Okay. Well,
you should feel stupid.
36 hours and we're still waiting.
Oh, that was 36 weeks ago.
Truly, it really was.
And the evidence was bald-headed, biracial Amber Rose. Get the fuck out of here. Barely biracial at that.
Wow.
That's correct. That white woman.
You know, I feel like we all have better things to do. But then also something that is interesting seeing this mindset spill over to Black America because we're not, when FBAs are saying this, they're not talking about Hispanic immigrants. They're talking about Black immigrants.
Yeah, which is always again
the thing. But foundationally, has America not been the melting pot? Like that's our whole judge.
That's the whole. that was our niche.
That's our selling point.
That was literally the.
You can come to this country and experience every culture. That is our literal selling point.
Which is why we don't have a defined language. We don't have an official language. We don't have an official religion. That's on
like
purpose.
This is speaking to Black and white people. Y'all sound crazy when the whole purpose that this country was built on was to be a safe haven for everyone. Like that was the founding fathers' selling point of the country. Like anyone can come here and have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We learn it in school if you were paying attention. They don't know that.
They don't know their history.
They don't know their history. They're embarrassing.
And it's just like I genuinely, I'm just trying to understand what the point is because, and this is how I knew the FBA movement was rogue and was not specifically just trying to.
And I really don't like it because I think Foundational Black American is a really good name.
And that's because, again, every time something starts, it's like you're onto something, right?
You're onto something.
We're going to use the Sulani flag. We're going to
love it.
And I love the idea of trying to cultivate and preserve our culture. But then it switched because now they're saying, not only do I want you to be Black American, but I want to know where your four grandparents are and what about your great grandparents, unless you have. And it's like, you see how you keep changing the parameters behind what being a Black American is. That's because you are trying to put some type of cap, some gatekeeping on an identity that's not yours to protect. Because at the end of the day, we all have ancestry that ties into Africa. I know you guys want to be Indigenous Americans really bad. And although a lot of us do have Indigenous American ancestry,
let me tell you,
niggas are from Africa.
When y'all start saying you was the first Native Americans, that was when I was
checking out.
That was when I was on account warning mode.
And they're only saying that because they want some level of supremacy.
Yeah.
Because why? If you can agree that we have a lot of Indigenous ancestry in our blood, you can also recognize we also have African ancestry.
So the thing about what always got me, and I said this during when I was going off on Hood Healer and all the other people, Hotep's talking this. You're saying it because you want some type of claim and you want to feel like above people, or you want to at least be recognized and have some legitimacy. But the thing is, in Africa, they already had slavery existing. This is a fact. Some of the people who were sold to white Europeans had already been enslaved in Africa. We're already at the bottom of the caste system in Africa. I think there should be such a level of pride in knowing that for all intents and purposes, yes, some people were stolen, but some people were not. We're like from the bottoms, and we are now, as Black Americans, have one of the most, if not the most influential culture internationally, most profitable culture internationally, and have for decades. You can trace it back to the turn of these past 2 centuries. Mind you, your people come from the bottoms and made something out of nothing. Why is that not enough? Why are you trying to add? Why are you trying to erase that?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal, amazing, all of the things. That's something to be so proud of. You don't have to take away from the Native Americans. You don't have to erase them.
I think most importantly, like, just when we're talking about being factual.
Yeah, like,
there are a lot of indigenous Americans still living. You don't look like them. Can I say that? I hope that's not. You don't look like them niggas.
You don't. And I don't care if you put your hair in
I don't give a damn if you got a braid.
Braids.
I don't care if you got a damn braid, nigga.
I don't give a fuck.
You're black. And you know what's funny? When
bitches
now,
grease that
I'm
shit
gonna
down
take
with blue magic and put it in 2
I'm gonna
braids.
take a turn. Follow me. Jay Versace made a tweet that did not go so well, but I knew exactly where he was coming from. He said that in order to be a model now, as a black person, they want you to look, quote unquote, extremely African. And a lot of people chew him up because of the way in which it came out. However, I understand what he meant because a lot of black models they have a very specific look. A lot of them are East African, Kenyan, what's the other country? Sudanese. A lot of them are from that because, I mean, chiseled, right? They have very, very chiseled features. They're very gorgeous, right? However, a lot of people started to turn the conversation and make it like a negative thing. And I'm like, he wasn't being nasty towards this section of now, obviously, the way in which he worded it could have been better to be a little bit more specific. Like I kind of pulled specific regions, and I think it would have gone over more correctly. But when we start talking about the differences in way Black people present themselves, the way that we look, sometimes you can look at someone and tell which region they're from. Sometimes I can look at somebody like, I know you're Jamaican. Nigga, I know you're nigga, I know you're Jamaican. Nigga, I know you Haitian. You know what I'm saying? Like there are some like identifiers. And
How'd you know I was Haitian? Shirley Jean Baptiste is your name.
Like,
what are we talking about?
Because your hair is so thick and lovely and you're gorgeous. And you have a fat ass. There's certain indicators. There are indicators based off, our facial features. When we talk about Black Americans, because a lot of us have very similar ancestry, i.e. West African, Native Indigenous American, and European, that is why you have a Black American-esque feature face, right? I feel like I have a very, you can tell I'm African American.
Yeah.
I really don't ever necessarily get confused for anything else because I feel like I have very African Americanness in me versus somebody who maybe is, like I said, from Jamaica or Haiti, because
when we
where we come from is different.
When we went to DR, and again, DR is Black as fuck. If anyone cares, like their representation, what they put on the screen, is not when you get in that airport necessarily, But when I was looking at them, I said this. I was like, I can tell you guys were colonized by the Spanish. I can tell because your features, it's like, we're same, but not the same. Like the features are ever so slightly different. Those like darker Spanish features in terms of like the more longer noses, the eyes were a bit more bigger and gaunt because those are Spanish features. You see that mixed with the West African features. And that's different than Anglo-Saxon, European, British features mixing with West African features to get African Americans. So I do, even if you go to Haiti and look at the French.
Yes.
It's like a different,
it's like, different. For example, with my good sister and client, Shelly, I knew she was Haitian before she opened her mouth because of those big, beautiful eyes and that small little button nose. Well, I say all that to say, Essence was nice.
I had a good time. It was fun.
It was so much fun. Met so many really dope people. A lot of really notable people. That was cool to just be in the mix like that,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I could get used to it.
Here's some more situations like Essence this year.
Yeah, literally. I was like, this feels right.
This is all right.
I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel
impostor syndrome.
Yeah, I didn't feel that.
I felt, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what?
Hi.
I'm Mecca. You might know me. No,
let's get a picture.
Right? Like, I have never felt imposter syndrome in my life. I think that says something about me because people would usually feel it, and they talk about it a lot online about feeling imposter syndrome. And even though like there have been spaces where I know like this was by chance, like this was definitely luck. that I like ended up in this space, I never felt like I didn't belong in that space. I was like, no, but like I'm here. So
yeah, I didn't really. I remember like this was a while ago. Somebody was in my comments asking like, "How do you get over imposter syndrome?" I don't know, baby. I don't know her. Mainly because I just live in a state of delusion. If anything, I've always felt like more so I deserve more.
That's why I'm like, certain things that I don't know if it's a little bit of like upbringing, a little bit of nature, a little bit of nurture that let me know I'm actually perfect for what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Because embarrassment, I don't feel that. Like,
I do feel embarrassment a lot, but that's just because I'm like,
you think about it. So I think the thing is, I know there are things I should be embarrassed of. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily feel the embarrassment. I'm embarrassed of things, don't get me wrong. But
you know what? That's interesting because I think that ties back to you being not as like socially aware because you're kind of just like, whatever. And so that probably
that, like, I be aware. That's the thing. I be aware. And maybe this goes back to like growing up overweight, where if you grew up big, you might get what I'm saying. You already know that walking into the space, you're going to be perceived a certain way. I'm very aware of it. I cannot care. Right? Because me caring about that is I'm going to be miserable and, you're not going to be having fun. So even like, I think that the key here, I went to a Black middle school. I was like over 200 pounds and had a mustache. I was working with some variables
that'll do something.
That like my conditioning is so very unique because I knew how I was walking in spaces looking. I knew how kids were going to perceive me. I could not care and be carefree at the same time. So I still carry that piece of it with me where no, I'm very aware of how I'm being perceived. I'm very aware of how y'all are seeing me and how I'm coming off. I'm very aware that this might be embarrassing. I don't care though. It's like not eating me up inside. And I think that gets a little bit of delusion. So
yeah,
I
think for me, it's like I'm so like I'm so hyper aware of every single thing that's happening in front of me to where it kind of like, and I think this is a little bit of the neurodivergency because it's like I can't unhear everything and unsee everything that's happening, and I'm kind of like. And that's why I get overstimulated so fast because it's like I can almost feel the room that I'm in physically. Like I'm starting to feel this room.
Yeah.
And so like I'm very like hyper aware of how I come across and like just the social anxiety of it all. It just kind of plays a part of like, I really hope that I'm being perceived in the way that I'm putting out, even though I know I can't control that too much. But like I'm very like
you know how like when you have variables against you, so you have to figure out how to like overcompensate. If you ever, obviously everyone has seen Mean Girls, but you know how like they have that chart at the beginning where it's like the unfriendly Black hotties, the nerds. I used to make charts like that for my school. Like, no, I think people like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not aware. No, I'm actually, I used to, I had everyone labeled and had descriptions of people next to their yearbook pictures. Like, that's how meticulous in the past I've been with like my social awareness. And it's like seeing it now. But at the same time, it's like, I know this and I might need this. I don't know when. Like, that's why I really do feel like in another universe, I'm literally Olivia Pope. Because I have that level of like, even to this day, like I meticulously, every tongue that rises against me shall fall. I write down creators and people who it's like, okay, that's on my list. You're going on my list. Like, I still keep such copious lists of like everything. I keep lists of like stories I want to tell on TikTok and jokes and content I want to make. When Jamila will tell you, I'll call and be like, I'm gonna call you right now to tell you this idea because I don't want to forget. But in other cases, I'll put it in my notes. Like, I'm very like, no, everything gets written. When I die, I'm gonna have someone burn everything because the things I have written down are like, that bitch is insane.
Like, what the fuck does this even mean?
What does this mean? What do you mean she's a raging bitch?
So-and-so will cough in 3 days.
Literally. Yeah, that's me.
You're the biggest bee I've ever met.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm so bee presenting.
Bitch,
I'm so bee presenting, but I know everything that's going on. I know where everything is in this room. Like, swear.
B. Capital B.
I've written everything down. If you move it from this place,
It's
I will know.
somewhere. It's somewhere.
No,
you
but
know
I
what
know.
you remind me of?
It's in that
This
laptop
is so
underneath
deep.
that drawer.
But follow me.
What?
You remember the movie Halloween Town?
Yes.
The man who was in gray and he lived and he was looking for socks. It was like the land of lost socks. And it was so much. He was like, I know where this is. It was right under this pile. That is you.
But the problem is, the socks were not under his pile.
Mm-hmm.
The socks do be under my piles. That's the thing.
It was like, that's where things go to get lost. And it was just like, everything was great. I was like, yeah, that's like you. It's like, it's somewhere. No. It's just, it's like, I feel like that's what your brain does. Like, no, it's here.
It's in here, I know.
Underneath the pile of socks.
Yes. And is there a green sock? When you find the green sock, you are very close.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
All right. Welcome to our segment, Spin It. This is where we take your low-down, nasty, gutter-snipe, salacious situations and give you a little bit of advice in addition to a PR spin. Now, full disclosure, Jamila and I are not PR professionals. We just studied in undergrad, and we really do love helping y'all spin some shit. Don't forget to email at unhingedimoralpod@gmail.com if you want your letter to be read on the show. Don't forget to include your ages, your genders, and your race, because that matters. All right, Jamila, what do we have this week?
Let's get right into it. First off, I just want to say I absolutely love the pod and count down the days until new episodes drop. Y'all always speak on things so real and raw, and I need your take on my situation. Thank you so much. I'm a 29-year-old masculine presenting, right? So stud.
You're half black. You can say stud.
White, black and white lesbian, black mom. So essentially,
a mixed stud.
Big stud. Yeah.
Big stud. Black mom,
too
mixed
many,
stud.
Too many descriptors, baby. You was a mixed stud.
Girls be getting strict sometime. Only black girls get. I'm just stud.
Yeah, let's just lie, baby. I was dating a 27-year-old white femme. Interesting. Let's call her Emily. Not my typical type, and actually the first white girl I ever dated. It just happened because we were close friends for years, and it naturally turned into something more. Now, here's where it gets messy. Emily had a white mask best friend named Hannah. From the start, Hannah was shady. When Emily and I first started talking, Hannah was already running her mouth about me to the people in their mutual friend group. I confronted her, and of course, she hit me with the typical, I don't have a problem with you type of passive-aggressive response. I told her to keep my name out her mouth and moved on. A few months later, Emily and I are officially together and go to a barbecue where I know Hannah will be there. I was mature about it. I can be in the same room with someone I don't vibe with. We don't have to speak, but while I'm there, I hear Hannah is telling people she's going to beat my ass. I didn't react. I'm calm. I don't start fights, but I will finish them if I have to. At the end of the night, I walk up to Emily and say, let's go. As I'm doing that, Hannah walks up and pushes me. I tell her to back up and not to mess with me. She keeps advancing, so I did what I had to do. I whooped her ass. Simple. After that, Emily was upset with Hannah, but still wanted to be friends with her. That's where she lost me. To me, if someone disrespects or puts their hands on your partner, they're done. It's not something that needs to be explained. That's just loyalty. Why would you want to stay friends with someone who tried to fight your partner? And let's be clear, she tried. I handled mine. I told Emily that, and she said she understood my boundary. But 7 months into our relationship, I found out she had been sneaking behind my back to hang out with Hannah. I broke up with her immediately. So here's my question. Am I wrong to be upset and feel betrayed? Am I being controlling for expecting her to cut someone off who tried to fight me? Or is it simply lacking basic respect and loyalty? I love to hear what y'all think. First of all, shout out to you for beating that bitch ass. Yes,
as you should have.
Can I say something really quick?
Say something.
She's fucking that other white mask.
That's what I was gonna say. Or she was fucking Hannah currently, or fuck Hannah previously that you don't know.
Either
and
or.
Or the Liz.
I'll say one thing I know about lesbians: they stay friendly with their exes,
and they be fucking from time to time.
So
that.
So yes, you should feel a way about her wanting to maintain, and the fact that she was sneaking around with that Hannah whore behind your back. And I bet you that white mask stud has a old nasty buzz cut bowl.
A bowl? I was thinking just a buzz cut. or either like a Justin Bieber.
Yeah, it's giving some on the
Yeah,
side.
I thought of some on the side.
Yeah.
When I imagined
it's giving
Hannah
Hey
in my
Mamas.
head. Hey Mama's a wife beater with big jeans.
And based off the way she pushed you, I don't know, it's given she be wanting to try to act black sometimes. I don't know. I love to read too deep into things.
I mean, we just were going off the description. I had exactly what Hannah looked like in my head. She could possibly be a ginger, but let me know if I'm correct. Or
like
she's blonde.
she gives very much Hey Mama. She be trying to act black. She wears her hat to the back.
Poser. You rightfully beat her ass. You rightfully broke up with Emily. You don't even really need no advice from us. You handled this correctly.
That bitch. Fuck Emily. Fuck Hannah. Get you a new bitch quickly. Fuck the both of them. Because Emily, why would you be trying to be cool with a bitch that tried to fight your bitch? And then on top of that, like, your bitch won the fight. So now, like, I'm embarrassed that you lost. So it's like, you tried to start a fight and you lost, bitch. Now I'm embarrassed and you're being weird to my bitch. Like, that's your whole ass girlfriend. Like, you gotta pick a side, hoe. And I know you fucking that hoe. That's...
I feel like they're fucking.
Yeah.
I feel like Hannah has strapped her down.
Oh, yeah. She's getting fingered daily.
Down.
Daily.
I also feel like I don't even know why. I don't want to say this, but I don't know why you're tripping. Because the fact that she was hiding it to begin with, she knew she was wrong. Like, she knew she was out of pocket. You start a fight and then you got your ass whooped. That's crazy.
And I'm not typically the type of person.
At a barbecue with all of our mutual friends. We're not even touching on that part.
I'm not the typical type to be like very controlling when it comes to friends of my partner.
And that's what I wanted to say. I forgot.
And that's why you should know I'm serious when I say drop that bitch. Because I would never tell a nigga like, oh, you can't be like whatever. But if it's getting weird,
told her, I'm sorry. I feel like Emily was like, you're being controlling, and it's like that's manipulation.
I don't know. And she's white. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't
I didn't
tell me
like
I'm controlling, bitch.
I'm not controlling. I just have standards.
But I control some shit.
Yeah, I can show you control.
I can show you some control.
Show you some control,
bitch.
Fuck. I want to hear you talk my fool.
I can control some shit for sure. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, and it's just like it's two white bitches against one half black.
Whatever.
I'd love to know how you wear your hair. It'll give me more information.
Will tell me so much about this. Isn't that so crazy? Especially with biracial people. How do you wear your hair?
I feel like because she beat her ass, it's giving fade.
It's giving fade or like a curly fro situation.
And if they wear it curly, it's always a ponytail.
Biracial stud, slick back.
Slick back pony.
Biracial stud, or
the little fizz.
The little fizz.
The little fizz.
Yeah.
What is your favorite stud hairstyle?
It depends on my mood. And when I say it depends on my mood, I do enjoy a biracial stud. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I like the little fizz. So the ponytail, I like it. Also, I do like when studs have a taper and locks. I like when they wear it up in like a messy bun because it gives boy, but it gives girl.
But it gives girl.
I love one thing. Y'all can't convince me otherwise. I hate an old school stud. Bitch, you're a girl. Can we be girls sometimes? Stop. It's always so like, damn. You don't want to watch The Housewives with me a little bit? That's the one thing I love about our generation. The girls like be girling sometimes.
Old studs are so homophobic.
They so serious. They're so serious.
And honestly, it's so funny. Like, whenever I see an old stud pop up on TikTok, I'll be like, y'all are kind of like homophobic.
No,
you're like a nigga. Exactly, like, I'll be like, yo, hold on. Yeah. You're gay, right? Like,
no, they're older studs. But the one that I'm thinking of, she made a video saying like, I'm like this because we had to be like, y'all have, and she was more so touching on.
She gray?
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about. She got a strong talk like this.
New York accent.
Yeah, I'm a stud. She's like a stud from the 70s.
She's an old school.
Yeah.
And I appreciate her because she does it, but then she also kind of explains like, you couldn't be like that in my day. It's like, no, you couldn't. And we do. And you guys did. So funny. You did so much work that we're allowed to express ourselves. Yeah. And the girls can have their nails done now.
Baby, when I tell you old studs don't play about them gender roles.
Old studs gonna pay your bills, bitch.
Old studs gonna pay your bills. Old studs do not play. Old studs will look at you in your face and be like, I ain't with that gay shit. And be dead to fuck serious.
Like, oh, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah. You know, there's this stud I have a crush on right now.
Cool.
Her name is K1. She's a singer. I just love her music, and it's so good. And
she's
so
Nigerian? And she's like,
yes,
UK? She is
so
cute. I like
cute
her
with her little fade.
Yeah,
and fade your nails. I'll be like, yes, that's just how I like them. I'll be like, stop, K1. I fade my nails the way you like them.
yeah. Biracial stud agenda.
And she just has a twinkle in her eye. It's like,
Yeah.
I know you come from the school of Kaylani.
Shout out to my sister Kaylani. Shout out to my sister.
Kaylani, I feel like Kaylani has a school of lesbianism that just they exude sex appeal.
It's the
Every
ultimate school
gay
of
girl that
lesbianism.
hangs around Kaylani is beautiful and has sex appeal. I don't know what Kaylani does, but she has a class, and I want to take it. And I just want, because she has a way of like, because Kaylani's very femme, but she has a way of like tapping into her masculinity where it's just like, damn, Kaylani, I'd take a piece.
I'd let you bring the backpack out. I don't know.
Oh, like, girl, she just has this aura about her that's just like, you had no, like when she was with men, it's like, girl, you had no choice but to be queer. You know, like, I love when you can see people, it's like, you actually, this is how I know that this is ordained by God. There are some people that were like, you had no choice. You were supposed to be queer, baby. What are you doing with a boy? What are you doing with a girl? You were supposed to be gay. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Kyrie
Gayness
Irving
is hereditary. I think it can be passed down as well. It's hereditary. Why do I have 2 gay siblings? Somebody gay.
Yeah.
No, like queerness really is. It's one of my favorite things to like think about. Like whenever you think about a lot of like queer people, you're like, yeah, of course you were fucking queer. What else were you going to be?
Well, I know at least in I do absolutely believe you're born gay. I don't believe that's still something that's debated.
Which is strange because it's like, I knew I liked men as early as I could think.
I was going to say, I have a cousin who Black people joke, came out the womb switching. But I mean, and his daddy was a deacon. Like, and he is the reason a lot of people in my family now are like, no, you could be born gay. Like,
which is why everybody always, and the thing is, it's like, you always know who's gay in your family because, again, you know that baby always had a switch in his walk. You know that baby sweet. So you agree, and so you know that nigga
you've been know he wasn't exposed to nothing. That's just how he is.
Hello.
Okay, so we touch and agree on that.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. There's just some things, and it's like the same way, like, you know, we can say the things with like straight people because, like I said, like I'm the straightest bitch ever. Like I love boys, and like
I like androgyny. I know that down too. Because I always thought the boys who I always thought were cute.
But you don't really date feminine boys ever.
Which is interesting because I do be attracted to them. But I don't. I haven't. I feel like I have one time.
Because she about to lie.
No, I wasn't. I was trying to think. He wasn't super femme, but he was more on the softer side. The Ethiopian Gemini I dated was a bit like...
He just had hair. Don't let it confuse you.
It is confusing me right now.
Yeah. Don't let it confuse you.
He was very pretty though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like very like,
but was he feminine?
No, he wasn't feminine.
In the energy.
He was very pretty. He was prettier than I would say I've dated.
For sure.
Aesthetically is what I'm trying to say. He was just very in the face, softer features, like hair down his shoulders. I was into it, obviously. But alas, he's a Gemini. So, let's wrap this up.
My brethren, let's get into these comments.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
Alrighty. We are going to read some of y'all's comments that y'all are so kind enough to leave us on our various platforms. Make sure you guys continuously engage with the content so that we know what you guys are feeling. We absolutely need to see it. We're going to start with Spotify. And these are from the episode, Would You Wipe Your Friend's Butt? Someone by the name of Caitlin said, we speak your name. Autumn says, Mecca, you should go to a nudist place. I feel the same way about clothes. I wear the bare minimum amount of layers to leave the house, but as soon as I'm home, immediately get naked. Commando and jeans isn't that bad. Y'all are sickos.
I'm so scared of seeing a white penis, though, so I can't do that.
Oh, just shriveled and pink. Essence C says, I went through a huge Alicia Keys phase, so much so that I went to a performance art school for piano. I really thought I was going to go to Juilliard. Me too. Y'all don't even know. Juilliard was my first obsession. I wanted to go to Juilliard so fucking bad. I wish I low-key did. Ed S. Grayson. I don't know, baby. When is the Patreon getting unhinged after Sun, after Taylor and Clark's elimination?
We never did it.
Y'all, this weekend was crazy for me. Okay. I went to Beyoncé Thursday. I had to do some brand stuff Friday. Went out. I had to do some brand stuff Saturday and went out. Then I had Beyoncé on Sunday. I didn't have time, baby. But I'm also not even fully caught up. So maybe I can catch up and then we can do something like a final wrap up of the full season and we can give y'all like a final little rundown. But speaking of Patreon, well, I'll let you do the comments and we can tell them what our plans are with Patreon.
Okay. So these are the YouTube comments. Whiskey2 said, my BF asked me to co-sign a car for him. I told him no. He got mad and questioned our relationship. I told him I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't put my mama light bill in my name. You ain't special, boo. Ariel is random said, file that rupsy. Exactly. Imani, that you said my show is on. Beethoven said, I love the weird conversation so much. I found my people. I also have sensory issues. I've always been disgusted by fuzzy things, especially fuzzy gloves and socks. I used to cry when I was little when my mom would make me wear gloves and mittens in wintertime. Taylor B. Beauty said, the way my mouth dropped when I found out they all work together. She needs to go ahead and get a new internship right now. Ayana H. Gale 9872 said, Mecca clavicle, that's near your shoulder. I don't know the anatomy. Not Super Nola Girl said, I love that y'all are back this week. I hope y'all enjoyed Essence. Congratulations again on the panel. I think the belly button conversation is so funny because I don't like to touch mine or press it because it feels disruptive to my body. I don't even want my fiance to touch it. And I too have raw dog genes to this day, actually. My grandmother was a very naked lady, so I definitely turned out to be one as well. I'm always commando. I only have on panties right now because I am on my period. So, otherwise I'd have been in these jean shorts. Commando.
Well, what I was going to tell you guys about our Patreon is we are really trying to invest in our Patreon a little bit more. We want it to be a really exclusive experience. So things to look out for will be early drops on Patreon. So our typical episodes will be dropping early on Patreon. And we're also going to be doing an extra segment on Patreon as well. We're still kind of figuring out the details on what that'll look like, but it'll be a shorter episode, but exclusively to Patreon. And there will be a price increase. It won't be a lot, but it will be something to help us out because, again, we do have to pay the lights. Have to pay the light bills. Yeah.
And we want quality. Yeah. We want it to be quality. So, with quality costs, unfortunately.
But we won't break the bank. We promise to always, still be accessible and affordable. But we do appreciate the support. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Patreon now while it's low. While it's at $3. Well, that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching another amazing, disgusting episode of Unhinged and Immoral. We'll be back next week. Let us know if you have any specific topics, conversations that you want us to talk about. And remember to keep sending your spinets. We love reading them.
I have to go, guys. I'm going to go see Beyoncé now. Bye.
Unhinged and Immoral is hosted by Jamila Bell and Mecca.
Produced by Melisa D. Monts and Diamond MPrint Productions.
Post-production by Coco, Llorens.
Production assistant by Melanie D. Watson.
Music by Audie and Brooklyn Billionaires.
And graphics by Claudia Choi.